Hello, and welcome to yet another webinar from the Sunstone University's Ed Talks, Industry Expert Talks. And we are so happy to have Vivek sir with us. Hi, Vivek sir.
Hello, good evening, Harmeet.
Good evening. Good evening. So, we are basically, Vivek sir, trying to bring the best speakers from the industry on the topics our students want to speak about. And this is to the audience. People are joining in. There are people joining on the Zoom chat. So there are 100 students who are going to be here, and there are going to be students on the YouTube and the audience from the YouTube. And I'll quickly give an introduction to you. He is Mr. Vivek Kalia, COO, Airbus Group, heading Airbus Training Business Operations, India and South Asia, possessing over 22 years of professional leadership experience, an agile, adaptive, and empathetic leader with a passion to learn, adapt, and thrive in business operations, business performance, procurement, and HR management. His splendid experience and the journey in the Indian Navy and his persistence to add value to the nation from a very young age is going to help our students and viewers to have an insight to the path to a successful journey. We are honored to have you with us in the webinar, sir.
Thanks a lot, Harmeet, and thanks a lot to the Sunstone University. Uh, Pretty humbled by the invite to share my thoughts and such a great platform. This is, in fact, the second time I'm coming onto the Sunstone University platform. So I think I feel quite privileged to interact with the young minds of the future. Just a small correction: I am now the COO. Yes, that is the position I
Okay.
aspire to be in the future. Yes, I'm
Okay.
the head of business operations for Airbus India in the training services business. But yes,
Okay.
my little efforts to learn and thereafter contribute and then grow. That's my three words in which I would describe myself.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. And today we are going to have a very fun activity. Usually we have a lot of question answer session from the audience. We will definitely do that. And of course, as always, guys, we're going to have the best three Amazon vouchers for the best three questions towards the end of the session. But before that, we're going to do something very different today. We are going to have top 60 questions with you, Vivek, sir. And, whatever comes to your mind, it's absolutely going to be whatever your journey has been so far. I just want the students to know that it takes a lot of time at the end of the day to start something from the scratch, and then to build a journey like you have over for 22 years, right? So we would want to cover that. So
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'll try to answer it to the best.
okay, sir. So we'll begin with the set of questions we have for sir. So of course, sir, hi Vivek sir, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling quite happy, excited, and fresh.
Okay, tell us one fact about yourself that no one knows.
Uh, I wanted to be a doctor uh, at the
Oh
start
my god.
at the
Okay.
start of my career. So that's something was my aspiration.
Okay. What is your favorite pastime?
Favorite pastime, I would say reading up and learning something new.
Okay. How did you start your successful journey?
My story started when I joined the National Defense Academy in '94 to join the Indian Navy. That was the start to my professional career.
Wow, that is really aspirational for a lot of students out there, I'm sure. That's amazing. How important is agility and adaptability, both, one by one?
I'd say agility and adaptability both are very important. There are situational requirements. So I feel that agility is definitely is required because you need to set the things in motion first. That is where agility is required uh, to not seek perfection in every state. And adaptability definitely gives you the flexibility to change yourself as per the situations. So I think both are very much required, and I think COVID is the best example
Example, yes.
to showcase that all those who have utilized both have survived well.
Absolutely. So, according to you, agility as well as adaptability have to go hand in hand for
That's good.
success.
That's good.
Absolutely. Okay. One quote which inspires you the most. I'm sure there are many, but that one quote which, changed your career, your life, or that inspires you.
Yeah, so I've been this one quote. There are many, but yes, one which I will put it right on top is ambition is the path to success, and persistence is the vehicle you arrive in.
Wow. Wow. That's absolutely there. Absolutely. Where was your first job? I think you've already answered that, but can you elaborately explain? Because हम देखते हैं कि Indian Navy, Indian armies, it's a tough thing to crack. But then you have lived that journey. Can you share that journey with us?
Yes, so National Defense Academy was the was my pathway, was my gateway to joining the Indian Navy. So joined ND in '94 and then got commissioned into the Navy in July '98, and thereafter went on to become an aviator in the Indian Navy, and thereafter as an instructor took
Wow.
participated in a lot of operations and contributed my best. Navy kept giving me different roles and assignments almost every 2 years. I didn't stay for more than a year or two in any assignment. That's how the growth can to happen. Myself, my family, my kids have adapted so well that I had in 21 years I had some 14 transfers. 14 times we moved.
Wow.
So I think I adapted into different roles. My children adapted to the different schools, every changing every year, and I think we lived our life very happy in those 21 years in the service.
Right, right. That's wonderful. How the family also kinds of adapts with the way how things work. That's beautifully
Yes,
said.
yes.
And talking about your first job, my next question is related to that. I mean, what are the three things you learned in your first job which you want the current generation or the current youth to follow? That these are the three things you do when you go for your first job.
I would say put in your best because you got the maximum energy when you're young. So I think put in your best at that time. Have that hunger to learn and hunger to contribute. That is the second thing which I would say. And I would say that the third thing is remain adaptable to the environment because suddenly within 6 months you will find probably a role change where you may be expected to change yourself and adapt into a next role. So if anybody who takes too much of time to adapt, I think may miss the bus. But somebody who adapts well and learns onto the nuances of the changing environment, he or she will be much more successful. So those are the things which I learned well. Adaptability continued to happen almost every few months, few years in my career, and that's what I learned initial part of my career.
Right, right. So I really think we have, the entire thought process is when it comes to jobs, especially your first job, that we all know that you don't know anything, but that thrive to learn and keep going, being consistent is, I think, all that matters. Right.
I always say that anybody who shows the hunger gets more on his plate. So if you are hungry, you will get more on your plate. If you show that less appetite, less will be put on your plate. So if you want to get more on your plate, show that hunger to the people who can put that more food. So anybody who's hungry gets more food on his plate. So similarly, it goes for the professional growth also. Show that hunger, you'll get more work. You show less appetite for work and for growth, you'll get less on your plate. And that's the kind of message I would like to give.
Absolutely. It's very well put, in fact, that the more you want, the more you thrive, the more hungry you are, that is the amount you will be getting on your plate. Absolutely. Thank you so much there. It was a really nice example put there. Next question. How was it serving the nation? That first job and serving the nation. I mean, these are the two aspirations which almost all the entire youth of the country kind of wants ki first job ho to nation ke liye serve karna ho. You had that. How was the feeling?
Yeah, the feeling is great because definitely everybody is working in his or her sphere is contributing towards something or the other for the nation. But here, I think the effect is immense, especially once you're serving. You are putting yourself in the harm's way. You are the ones, irrespective of where you are. It doesn't go into your mind because you're doing directly and rightly for the nation, for your organization, through the organization for the nation. I think that gives you the straight away a goosebumps that yes, what I'm doing, even I'm putting myself in harm's way, it doesn't give you a second thought that what I'm doing is it right or not. So you just follow those orders, especially when you're young in the services. I think that kind of a adrenaline rush is there in yourself, that what you are doing, what you're contributing towards your nation is impacting directly. So I think getting that kind of a opportunity to serve the nation and making your positive contribution is something, it can't be matched. So I think that gives you that drive at that young age of 21, 22 to, to drive yourself and to give your best in that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Moving on, one takeaway from your first job.
One takeaway from my first job, I would say, as I repeated earlier, that remain hungry for more is there, and utilize that. Especially those first 5 years are the best effort you put in, because you got the maximum energy, least responsibilities into yourself, because you are an individual contributor more than a team leader or something, especially in the outer world. So I think you are an individual contributor, you have the maximum time available to yourself because you have less responsibilities. So you utilize that time to learn the maximum, because what you learn in the first 5 years are the ones which carry you through for the next probably 20 years.
Absolutely. What is the need of the hour for the youth of the country?
I think youth of the country, I would say that yes, be a nationalist. I would say in nationalist, it's not a theory word which I say, but I would say that be a contributor in your respective sphere of influence. I don't say that everybody has to join the forces or something. In your respective sphere of influence, if you are a student, if you are a citizen of the nation, I think just do your bit and your best in your sphere of influence, whether it is to ensure that you are following the rules, you are keeping your surroundings clean, you are following exactly as per the directive of your organization. Or just do your right thing. If everybody does the right thing, I think we as a nation would have progressed tremendously, and we would be
Absolutely.
abiding. So I think that's what I say, just do your right thing. That's it.
Absolutely. It's being the best in whatever you do. So everybody is best at whatever they want to do. Automatically, we as a country are going to grow towards the higher note. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Define operations in one sentence.
Operations, taking a raw material process through a set of functions to a logical conclusion or a product or a service. That would I say is an operation.
एंड अगर इसको सिंपल भाषा में समझाना हो किसी ऐसे इंसान को जिसको बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं पता है.
uh, आटे को चपाती में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है, राइट? taking it from I think a raw material, converting it into a product and making it to a deliverable. I think that is what is required.
वाओ.
Just an operation, simple
सो
layman
बेसिक
language.
सो बेसिकली आटे को लेके गूंद के जो पूरा प्रोसेस है रोटी तक का, रोटी सर्व बन जाने तक का, दैट्स ऑपरेशंस.
Absolutely.
Okay, very well put up. Next question. What role does the operations department play in an organization according to you?
I think operations department converts the uh, whatever is the vision of an organization into a reality. So when a vision is through a contract or through a set tasks which is there, doing that task where it is in paper form to the actual product, whether it
Right,
is in the services or it is in the actual generation of a product. uh, the operation department takes that from the start to the end. So I think it is right where the contract is served on your table to the time the product or the service is delivered to the organization, right up to the feedback from the customer, is the work of operations department.
so is it more about execution, Vivek sir?
Yes, it is. It is more about execution, following a set of processes, and a set of processes which are required, which follow a set guidelines which are there, so that you are, in case you are audited, you're not found wanting with regards to any shortcuts which are there, any safety norms which have not been found. So it is
Right.
definitely more about execution, but execution through a set protocols and processes which have been laid by the respective organizations.
So it's more like कि अगर आटा गूंदना है तो this is the water I'm going to use. This is the bati I'm. So it's set defined rules.
Yes, correct. You have to ensure that the water is clean. You have to ensure that the those kind of the utensils are clean. If you take the same the wheat kind of analogy into it, but
Mm-hmm.
that is what is there. So in between, all the ingredients have to be correct as per the procedure which is there. Because if you default and you are supposed to be audited for any operations, for any delivery which is there, you should not be found wanting that yes, you did not follow the process or the procedure, and because of which so and so things did not turn up the correct manner.
Right, right. Wonderfully put there. I think हमारे साथ साथ जो audience है, they are also going to understand the आटा वाला example when they are going to do. Anybody in MBA in operations is going to love the आटा वाला example, right? Moving on. Choose one: passion or salary package. This is one very interesting question. I really want, I'm excited for this answer. Passion or salary package? Which one to go for?
I'll go one step ahead.
Okay.
uh, I would say role, organization, salary package.
Okay, so role, organization, salary package. This is how a student should see when he is going for a placement.
Yes, because a role will give you whether it has got a growth perspective or learning perspective or not. If that happens, automatically the growth will happen and the salary will follow. Organization will give you the set of values and the culture which is there inside it.
Right,
So it will bind both the role and your outcome which is there. But if the role does not have a growth potential, if does not have a learning potential, then just taking up a role which will stagnate at some time, it is of no utilization
correct.
to an individual. And salary is always an outcome, it is never a start. So if
Hmm.
the role has got a growth and it gives you the ways to contribute positively, the salary will follow. Any
Right,
progressive organization will not shortchange you for your task which you have done, because that's an outcome which company is benefiting from. So don't start from salary. Salary will follow if your role is good and your organization which you have chosen has is set on set whose foundation is on the right set of values which are there.
absolutely agreed there. So it's role, organization, and then salary package. Well
That's
put
correct.
up. Choose one: company profile or job description. Again, in दोनों में से क्या?
I'll say first the job description and definitely the company profile. Here it goes hand in hand, because again I'll say the job description will give you what is the variety which is available in the job, which will make you learn and it will make you grow further in that role or in that organization. And organization, I'd say it becomes actually the foundation for anything, because if it's a good organization, it will definitely contribute towards your growth. So cannot detach two things, but an organization does matter a lot, because anything which is not stable organization, uh,
Hmm.
you need to choose carefully where you start your any innings, whether first innings, second innings, any point you start with. So organization does matter, but it remains a foundation, can't be detached from the job description.
Right. What's the best advice you have ever got?
Yes, advice I got. I do seek a lot of feedback from people. One best advice which somebody gave me, and this gentleman is a senior leader in the industry right
Mm-hmm.
now, and he gave me a very good advice through one of the quotes of Confucius, where he says, "To go beyond is as wrong as falling short." So he said, "Practice balance. It is the most underrated and undervalued quality in a leader."
Hmm. Right.
So very deep meaning that
Absolutely.
go beyond is as wrong as falling short. So I think balance is what is required, especially at the high levels.
I think 2020 has taught us a lot of balance. Kahi na.
Yes.
2020 has taught us that it's easy to, I mean, look at the work from home scenario which has come up. I mean, we are being able to balance both the lives and both the lives so well. I mean, we hadn't it been this pandemic, we wouldn't have thought a situation like this would have even prevailed.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, correct.
Right. What is the worst mistake you have made at a job?
I think I have what I feel that if I made somebody and I have annoyed somebody maybe because of my communication unintentionally is a worst mistake which I have done on a job, that I intended to put across something in a writing in an email or something, but it turned out differently for the other individual, and that hurt the other individual. So I think because of the little lack of miscommunication, if it hurt somebody, is the worst mistake I've done. It does happen. I don't say that I'm not fallible. Yes, I am fallible, and I may have indirectly hurt somebody because of a little communication gap. I think that's the worst thing, because it serves the relationship, or it puts a dent in the relationship. So I think that I would put to the highest, because it's the human connect which is the maximum
Right.
in anything. I think if I have done, which I think I have done sometimes, that's the thing which I would say is the worst mistake I've done.
So I think students should also learn that communication is the key. It's very important to communicate things, what you think, what you want to say, what you want to write. Very, very absolutely. Being in the crystal clear format, right? So absolutely there. Moving on. Are you a believer in work-life balance or are you a workaholic?
Unfortunately, I am a workaholic, but I feel that work-life balance is very, very important, because I take the takeaway from this statement where there needs to be a balance between your work and your personal life.
Right.
Growth only in one sector, one domain, will not give you the perfect life which is there. Your life will remain lopsided. I am a little short on that because I prioritize my work a little bit more, but I think I need to practice that kind of a balance in my professional life, so that I can bring in more balance into a work versus personal life.
Right, right. I think I'm sure you must be having so many meetings in the day and so many things to do. I'm sure. What is the difference between an MBA now and before?
I think the exposure is the one thing which is there. So there's so much more information which is available to the students now, that it is upon the students to make the best. They're spoiled for choices. There's so much of information which is available. I think that was lacking. It was more from the book that time, but right now I think you anything you wish to know, or you do not know, just click on it and it's available. Only thing is that you have to make the effort to learn it. So
Right.
all those who are not making that effort, I think they're missing on so much of information which is available through the wire media or through the digital media.
Absolutely. I think you'll agree to this part that somewhere down the line, we, on the contrary, when we were young, we used to, look at the dictionary, find a word, learn new words. This is just one Google away. You search and you get it. I mean, you don't have to think it much. And in the process, you're learning. And the worst thing is that all the sources from all the websites, they are not all true. There are some fake news, there is some real news. So it's all there.
Correct. Yes.
Right, right. One tip you would like to give to MBA aspirants.
MBA aspirants, I would say that yes, know all the factual things which have been taught to you. Get the best of your functional skills right now, because right now when you step out of your MBAs and go to the next organization, whichever one you join, you will be judged more on your functional skills at this moment. uh, at the beginning of the career, it is the functional skills which are the ones which are judged more than the soft skills. Soft skills definitely continuously meet, but the functional skills is just with regards to your finance, with regards to marketing, and whatever subjects are there as part of it. I think know it inside out and forward backward. Know them, because those are the bread and butter of your first 5 years, on basis of which you are going to either accelerate or decelerate your career.
Absolutely. Give one sentence for each role profile. So I'm going to name one role profile and you have to say what do you have to what do you think? It can be a line, it can be a sentence, it can be a word as well, right? So give one sentence or whatever comes to your mind to each role profile. HR.
In HR, human is the most important fact. please keep the human resources, the human part to the topmost. Do not lose the human. Unfortunately, we get so stuck in the processes that
Right.
we forget that it is for the human. It is there. So keep the human, the most important person, the person behind that process, or to whom it is going to be implemented. Don't forget that. Don't lose touch for it.
Okay. Give one sentence for each role or profile. Marketing.
Marketing. Your customer is your best hope. So
Right.
keep it in the prime.
Okay. Finance.
Finance, know your numbers,
Okay. Operations.
know your processes,
Analytics.
know your data.
Oh, that's lovely. Logistics and supply chain management.
I think know your chains.
Hmm. Sales management.
Sales management, again, I would say customer is at heart of be customer centric, extremely
Mhm.
customer centric, because that is one which will get you business. That's the one which will pay for your salaries.
Wow, that was a quick one for all the roles. You did that. Bravos, very well. We are done with 28 questions and we're going to have some more. The 29th question is how to deal with a bad boss. How do you do that?
I would use two words: patience, patience and persistence. Are the two words. So you can't choose your bosses. So you need to be patient and you need to keep working towards through your efforts, through your tasks which are there, how to, I not say go on the right side of the boss, but to ensure that you don't err, especially to make the things worse because the appetite for or appetite or tolerance is as such lesser in a bad boss, if you can say. So I think be patient and continue with your efforts. I think things will change and think the boss will see the positive side of yours.
That's really a a positive way to deal with the situation. Absolutely. Next question is one advice. Like अगर आपको वापस time में जाना पड़े और अपने आप से ही बात करने का मौका मिले, if one advice you would like to give to your own 21-year-old self, तो वो क्या होगी?
If I have to give myself an advice, I would say get your basics right. Work on your basics and get your foundation so strong that your future is built absolutely strong and steady for maybe 20, 30 years. So get your basics right.
Wow. One tip from your favorite book.
One tip from my favorite book, I would say I'm reading a latest book, Five Levels of Leadership. Uh, Utilize both care and candor uh, in your leadership style. While you continue to care, but use candor effectively to tell and give the right feedback, even if it is a negative one. So, balance between care and candor.
Wow. What is your morning routine like?
Morning routine, like I get up around 6 nowadays. Maybe I'll start getting up a little more early as the days become longer.
Mhm.
And after the morning routines, I go for my 1 hour of exercise. I do my runs and come back, read my newspapers. I am still an orthodox person. I need my newspaper in the morning. So while
Right.
digital thing is available, I read my newspaper. I see
With a
my
cup
some
of
not
tea, of
with a
course.
cup of tea,
Absolutely.
and then I get ready for my office.
Right, right. So I have seen जितने भी successful लोग होते हैं वो बहुत जल्दी उठते हैं सुबह. This
Hmm.
is like this
Yeah,
one
means
thing.
yeah, six. Because I think what I would say, getting up early is brings the discipline into your life, because you know that you have to do this activity and you can't procrastinate it to the evening. So my reason of working out in the morning is that I have to get up early. That is the first step towards my disciplined life, and I think it starts my day on a positive note. If I procrastinate it to the evening, I may not exercise in the evening because I may not get time or I may not be in a great mood. So I think I it brings in discipline to my life. So that's the reason that I have to get up in the morning and I have to go for my run in the morning.
Right. That's really nice, and I hope the students are going to follow this. The faster you wake up, I mean, the more things you have, the more time you have to plan your things and be disciplined. Moving on, a tip to students who want to establish a career in operations.
I would say initial part of it be, as I said, adaptability and agility things are there. Be a perfectionist in the initial part, because know the what is written in the books. Go back to the books, read the books, get the facts right, because whenever the things go wrong in any operations, it is the books which are opened. Whenever the inquiries take place, it's the books which are open. It is when the audit takes place, so whenever whenever things go south, it is the books which are there. So make the books your best friend. Whenever whichever place you join in an organization, know the whatever is required in your particular domain. Be absolutely sure that what you're doing, you are absolutely clear about, because your superiors will rely on your information and your knowledge. So get your knowledge absolutely in place about the role description which you have got. So get back to your books and know your role inside out.
Absolutely. How have hiring trends changed according to you?
Hiring trends, I would say that yes, it has gone more digital. Uh, the technology is being utilized quite well. It used to be a little more orthodox way earlier, when it used to be sifting through the data of volumes of resumes and all. I think that is one trend which has changed, where the AI is helping out the recruiters in sifting through that bundles of data, which is got a positive and negative aspect both. But hiring trends, I would say the hiring managers have gone back to that people who are again remaining, have show that hunger for growth, which is there, who are ready to adapt to the new roles which are given it to them, and definitely who are continuous learners in their life. I think these are the two three things which hiring managers look at people in their whenever they are assessing somebody young into an organization.
Right. Talking about the changes in the hiring trends, next question is, in 2 decades, like in the last 2 decades, अगर हम देखें, what remains same in the hiring strategy? क्या है जो बदला नहीं है?
Hiring strategy, what has not changed? I can't go too early, because I was not part uh, of the outer world. I would say the corporate world, because I joined the corporate world recently. So I
Right.
may not, it may not be an appropriate or correct answer from my side. But I would say that yes, anybody who's a right hiring manager or right hiring people uh, has been showing that empathy to the human who is sitting across the table. I think all those who are doing it right, I'm saying there are enough people who do not do it right also, but they value the human which is behind uh, the other side of the interviewing table. So I think that that is not changed in the right organizations, and those right organizations are drawing the right talent and ensuring that the attrition is low, and people stick on and continue to add value. I think that is one thing which I see in larger organizations, maybe startups or anybody, where you will not find people uh, just leaving a job because they love their job, they love their organization. So I
Right.
think the hiring managers have done their job well.
Right. Right. And what are the job trends of future according to you in future?
Job trends of future, I would say they will be more tech-oriented jobs. So I think technology will play quite a decisive role in it, whether it is from human resources to actual technology jobs. I think every field the technology is going to touch. So I think having a good sound foundation in technology is the one which will help out the students. So do have a good sound foundation in technology, knowing the data, knowing the figures which are there, because it will all come to use as something. So all these things of AI, the machine learning, the data analytics, and all these things will be put to use, because the decisions will be made through all these technological advancements which are there. So I think tech will remain the backbone of future hiring for the next 20 years.
Right. What are employability skills?
Employability skills, I would say, is first and first foremost is the learning appetite which is there. So if you are ready to learn, and you are able to show those particular skills into your outcomes of your work which is there, that is one thing which will remain an employability skill, that how much are you able to learn, and how much you are thereafter able to contribute into the things. uh, I think another thing will remain is how well do you communicate. That is
True.
another thing which is very, very important uh, to learn, not only at a senior level but at the right level. Because if you put a wrong communication to your clients or to your customers and all, it can nosedive your a particular process or a particular deal which is there. So get your communication absolutely right. Learn it at the initial stages which are there, and always, I think, remain positive into COVID like situations will come more often in the future. So I think
Right.
remain positive. Do not let your foundation be shaken in the future. So stay strong and remain positive in the future. I think all those who remain positive, they continue to contribute, and that's what I think organization keep seeing, that this person has got the resilience to withhold that particular bad weather also. So he or she will be a long term contributor into the organization. So these are few things which I would say that remain in the employability factor which are there.
Right. Very well put up there. Absolutely. Next question. What are the top skills any interview is looking for in a fresher?
I would say awareness is one thing which is very much required, especially if you are going for a particular job role. Your awareness not only about that job role, or but also about that industry, is very, very much important. Because while assessing you for a particular job role, people will move on to your understanding of that organization, about about the that particular industry. So awareness is one thing which is very, very much important. Second thing is honesty and truthfulness. If you do not know something, I think attempt it, but I think be honest and be authentic in yourself. Because anybody who's been interviewing for years together can make out whether because answer definitely will be known, but can make out whether you're authentic or you're just trying to beat around the bush. So I think it will make the matters a little more worse. And third thing is, I would say, the mannerism. That is one thing which is required. Not only mannerism in speaking, in your conduct, but the way you dress up. I think
Hmm.
these are formal occasions which are there, and it makes the first impression on to the interviewer. I think right from your dressing sense to your exchanging of pleasantries to the greetings, and the way you part away. I think everything is important. So your while your communication, your full mannerism is very, very much important in an interview.
Right. Moving on, job first or MBA first? Which, according to you, should be like the first
I would
thing
say
to do?
job. I would say job first, because if you're going to an MBA, there will be some concepts which will come up, which definitely, if you've gone through a job, you know how an organization work. What is the organization structure? Because if you come from one graduation to the straight of an MBA, you're not gone through the to the path of any organization. You do not know how an organization structure is. Who's supposed to do what? What are the processes which are there? If you're looking for an MBA in HR or anything, you need to be part of it. You need to feel it, face it, and then you can apply it much better when you are doing those learnings in the classroom. So I would say doing a job, gaining 2 3 years of experience under your belt will definitely help any individual before they step into the MBA. Otherwise, you'll learn the data, but you will thereafter put in into job only after you finished MBA.
Right. Um, Coming to the next question, this question, I think I want to put it like this: does work experience matter? I mean, with 22 years of work experience now, when we are beginning our career, we are like 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience, five, six. Now it's 22. Does work experience really matter after a certain point? Does it really matter?
Yes, work experience does matter because in those many years, you would have gone through maybe 15 20 different roles. each role teaches you something. Each role gives you situations which are there, which you have faced it yourself firsthand. So I think that is where the work experience counts, because you would have gone through more number of situations as compared to a person who has a less work experience. So it is not demeaning anybody which is there because of work experience. But if that individual has walked that extra years more than you into that, into on the earth, in a professional role, he or she has gone, he has gone through more situations and have come out learned from those situations. That is where I think work, and he or she can give you a better advice because they have themselves firsthand faced those situations and come out of successfully. That is where work experience matters.
Right. What is the best thing that happened in 2020 to you?
To me, I think it brought in a lot of challenges, and challenges brought opportunities to learn new things. A lot of new things were put on my plate during the challenges, because yes, we all had to adapt to the new way of learning, the new way of working, and also we had to adapt our organizations accordingly, so that we could weather that crisis. So that brought in a lot of opportunities to me to learn new things. And since it was a challenge and we all had to come out of it successfully, I used those opportunities and could contribute positively towards my organization. So I would say it was a huge year of learnings for me, because those challenges brought in so much opportunities. And if you have an opportunity, you can deliver. If you do not have an opportunity, you cannot deliver results. So I think opportunities gave me the chance to deliver results. And since there were results, it was a happy year from work performance point of view.
Absolutely. I mean, all of us hadn't imagined that, we can work remotely as well. And we can work, if we really want to work, we can work remotely in the office anywhere. We hadn't thought it like that before.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Right, right.
absolutely, absolutely.
What non-work related things are you most excited about?
Non-work related, I would say learning new skills, I think is something which I would like to add, though I may not be adding it too much now. But yes, I think that is one thing which excites me, to learn something new which is there. Reading is one thing which I feel that is a habit people should inculcate, because it gives you a lot of virtues. It adds to you. It teaches you patience. It definitely gives you new knowledge which are there. And I think it grounds you. So I would say reading is one thing, learning something through the online media. There's lot which is available. You don't have to go through a formal course or something, but if you watch a good motivational video, or if you watch a good motivational series which is there, or you read a good
Right.
column by somebody which is there, it gives you a lot of things which are there. And third, the thing I would say is that definitely taking care of your dear and near ones which are there. Uh, uh, After you come back from work, seeing them healthy and happy is the one thing, is your contribution towards your personal life. So whether
Right.
I'm right in my putting across, but there are two, three things which non-work life, I would say.
No, no, this is absolutely right, because it's very important. I mean, the students will also learn that it's very important that even in your free time, what are the skills you're focusing on? It's very important to invest in the right direction. Time is more important than any salary package or money, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So, what are the three things you can't live without?
Three things: my family,
Mm-hmm.
my virtues, because I don't want to compromise on my virtues and my foundation. And
Mm-hmm.
third thing is about my aspirations.
Wonderful. One tip from your favorite movie.
I never leave my wingman. So that's the thing from the movie Top Gun. That's my favorite movie. And
Okay.
never leave your wingman behind. So that's the thing. My colleagues, or my companions in life, I think those are the ones who remain important to me. And if they are in peril or any situation, I don't leave them behind.
Wonderful. I mean, that's the true way of a leader, must say. Moving on, when you interview a fresher, what do you observe in him or her?
I think I have already answered that. I would see the awareness of that individual, how well an individual is coming prepared with regards to the job description, what kind of little analysis that individual has done about the job, the organization, and the industry which is there. Uh, Second thing, I would definitely look at that individual's mannerism which is there, and also his or her mindset to learn more and to grow, because nobody is 100% contributor at the day one. We all learn uh, with a positive mindset, and thereafter we start contributing, and thereafter we start growing. So if you are a
Absolutely.
if you keep your eyes and ears open and have the appetite to learn, I think I look at those candidates who can be molded and who can be grown.
Absolutely. How do you cope up with work stress?
Uh, I think just spending time with my family. I think, and sharing with my family. I maintain a very porous kind of a communication. I do not keep things into myself, because that builds up the pressure inside you.
Right.
So with my spouse, definitely I share everything, so that I let it go. And similarly, if it is work related, if I would definitely share it with my colleague or with my boss or something, if there is something which is disturbing me, because so that it is better it is out than it is in. Because if it is in, it will cause an extra pressure onto you. So it is better to relieve yourself and move ahead with that kind of anything which is disturbing you in nothing. So having a open communication is very important in any relationship, or in any work relationship or personal relationship. Just speak it out. Don't don't keep quiet about it.
Absolutely. It's very important to voice yourself, voice your opinion, especially to the young India. Absolutely. Which job did you enjoy the most so far?
I would say it was two jobs which in fact, two roles I would say I enjoyed the best. Uh, because I've spent 21 years in the service. So I would say definitely the two roles from my previous career was, one was when I was heading HR for Indian in Navy's aviation, because I got chance to connect with people, I got chance to touch the human lives, and I could get chance to contribute positively whosoever was in the need. So I think
I think we have I think we have lost Vivek sir. I think so. I don't know if I'm audible. I'm just requesting my team to let me know if I'm visible on YouTube. Yes, sir isn't. Video is gone. You're audible, sir isn't. I think there was some network error. We're trying to get sir back. Apologies for the network error. We'll just wait for sir to join us back. It's an internet glitch. Yes, probably need to reconnect. I'm just connecting to my team. Apologies to all the viewers out there who are viewing us. There has been an internet glitch. We're trying to get sir back. So we have got some wonderful set of questions. Yes, Prakash Maharaj from Zoom chat says no problems. Hopefully, sir is back shortly. Yes, hopefully. So by far, we got a wonderful insight on operations and how There's somebody who mentions it's perfectly all right. That's agility and adapting. Absolutely, it's agile. I think we have Sir back with us. I think Vivek Sir is back. Hopefully, we'll be able to connect with Sir soon. We're trying our best. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Help me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. I can't see you. Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
sure there has been.
can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. I'm sure there has been an internet
Yes.
glitch. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
just
Yes.
yeah,
So
just power went off for a second and just disconnected.
no problem, sir. No problem. Not at all. So, sir, we have a couple of last 10 to 11 questions, and then after that, we'll absolutely take the audience questions. So, why did you enjoy your whatever your first job, especially, and what do you enjoy in your latest job? One word answers. Yes.
So first job, yeah. So first job definitely first job I enjoyed the maximum because I think it was in the service of the nation. So I think getting your first stripes, getting commissioned into the and serving a nation was giving almost like a goosebumps. So I think service to the nation, getting totally excited to wear that white uniform with the stripes on your shoulders was one thing which I
Right.
enjoyed most at that moment. Is because of the great opportunity which I've got to contribute positive to my organization. My transition has been successful, and I've started on a positive note in the new organization, and I've got a lot on my plate since I'm showing that hunger to contribute. So I have got. When I step out, I don't have to search for work. Work is already searched for me,
That's lovely.
keeps me busy and occupied, and that is the way I am able to contribute each day positively. So that is what I would say, that yes, I've got enough on my plate, and I don't have to search for work. If the work searches you,
Right.
I think you are good
You're
to
on the
go.
right track. Yeah, you're on the right track. How many hours did you study as a student? Hello? Yes.
Yes, I mean,
How many hours did you study as a student?
as a student, I would say I must be studying around 7 to 8 hours which are there. Yes,
Right.
7 to 8 hours definitely I must be studying.
Okay. And lastly, what do you think about Sadstone's pay after placement model?
Yes, I think the Sunstone's pay after this is a different model. I have not seen it in any university or place, but I think it gives the ownership on the college also to ensure that the students transition well and get their jobs. And so the ownership remains both on the students and on the organization. So if the student gets a good salary package, good job, the university also benefits from it, and the ownership remains with the university till the time the student gets a good offer. So I think it's a win-win for both individuals, both organization and the individual. So I think it's a positive thing. uh, how the nuances of working are there, I'm not sure, but I definitely it keeps the ownership of both the students and the university.
Right. Now we just have some time, 6 minutes, I guess, left. We'll quickly pick up some questions from the audience. Rakesh says, what does MBA in operations comprise of?
MBA in operations definitely, I think, deals with I don't know the exact nuances of the MBA in operations. The exact any MBA course which are there. Uh, can you hear me, Harmeet?
I can hear you, but there's a lot of internet glitch, I believe. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now better. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I said I don't know the exact nuances of what are the exact subjects which are there in MBA in operations, which each university is teaching. But I think the foundation of any MBA program remains in the multiple subjects which are covered. That is the finances. Finance definitely remains the most important subject into it. Finance, the marketing, the this thing, and in operations especially, I think it is the things with regards to how you take your raw material to the finished product, that is the supply chain and all. Part of it matters a lot in operations, because maximum places it is finally delivering a raw product into the finished good, and taking it till the service feedback. I think understanding those processes, understanding how the business's performance, how the analytics are going to be taken place, because you are done one process and thereafter you are going to deliver the product. So what are the good things which you do, what are the wrong things which you do. So understanding those business analytics part of it, it will be the most important part of operations, along with understanding the full supply chain, how the supply chain works, what are the nuances of each component of supply chain. So I think these two things are there, along with the full subjects which are covered, the functional subject, that whether it is marketing, sales, strategy, communication, finance. I think those subjects definitely remain as the backbone, but in operations it will be more on supply chain, data analytics, and understanding the uh, data, utilizing the data for bettering your processes for the future.
Right. There's another question from Anmol. He says, what kind of jobs are available in operations? If you have to say top four, top five, these are the five kinds of jobs available in operations. What are those top four and top five jobs?
I think in operations, I would say the jobs will be more in the delivery sector, will be available, uh, because v- if you ask for a ground level jobs, I think it will be more on operations manager kind of a job, where whether it is an e-commerce kind of an organization, you take an example of looking after a warehouse, looking after a delivery center. If you talk about Amazon, so I think those are the operations which have been set. It means the process has already been set in place. You have to follow that process uh, perfectly, and to ensure that the product is taken from one end and it is delivered to the customer. So that's how in e-commerce kind of a role will take place. Wherever there is a operations job in a plant which is there, you have to ensure that a particular raw material is sourced correctly from it. So it starts right from procurement, or the sourcing segment. Thereafter it comes on to the actually inside the plant, and ensuring that the processes are followed, and there are the right product comes out, and delivering it. So I think each step from sourcing to the manufacturing of it, and to the delivery part of it. So I think in each segment you will find the jobs which are there. Whether it in any kind of a manufacturing field, you will find in plants, you will find it. You will find it in supply chain, or you may find the jobs in procurement segment also, which is there. And also in operations, you will also find in the business analysis part of it, which are there, which will help in improving the processes for the future.
Right. So we have a very interesting question from Arnav Sharma. Arnav says, what is that one thing corporates can learn from the defense?
uh, if you ask me, I think putting your organization always first and every time is one thing which people can learn from the defense. While every organization has got the virtues of integrity, honesty, and all those things which are there, the values, but I think getting that feeling to work for your organization is one thing. That putting your organization first always brings the best into you. I continue to follow that kind of a motto in my present organization, also in present job also, where I continue to feel for my organization. That the way I felt for my nation and for my service which was there, I continue to feel for my organization. That gives me so much of bonding, and that brings so much of best out of me in everything which I put, because I always put my organization first before myself. So I continue to do that.
I think we have got an internet glitch again. I'm so sorry to the viewers. We're trying to connect with Sir again. I'm sure.
Yeah, can you hear
I
me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Yes. So, yes, yes, yes. Sir, thank you so much. Hello. Am I audible? Yes, 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 sir. So thank you so
Yes.
much for giving your valuable time, all your insights of how to go about things when you want a successful career in MBA and operations. Lastly, before you leave, I would request you to give one token of message to all the MBA aspirants, students, everybody who wants to make a career, a successful 20-year-old career like you. Yes.
Okay, so as I've been mentioning throughout my talk is that I think get your basics right, which are there. Learn the maximum what the faculty has to teach you. I think don't be taking any shortcuts in it. There's plethora of information which is available over the web, which is there. So please utilize that information in the right manner, and grow beyond whatever subjects you are learning, what or books can provide you, and maintain that hunger for learning and growing into your career. I think those kind of in that job, first 5 6 years you should be putting in the maximum effort. Do not look at the work life balance at the initial years of yours. I would say, I may be wrong, but I say the more effort you put in your first 5 5 years, because you got the maximum energy and least responsibilities, you would have put your career on the right track, which is there. So I'd say continue to show the appetite and hunger for learning and growth, and remain adaptable in your approach in your life. I think it will put you on a right successful path.
Thank you so much. We already have students telling us on Zoom. Thank you so much, Vivek sir, for giving us this opportunity and interacting with us. Thank you so much, Vivek sir. On that note, it was lovely having a conversation with you and enlightening young minds. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amit, and humbled and I think privileged to be part of such a gathering. And God bless you all, and hope you get the best in your lives. There. Thank you.
Thank,
Goodbye.
thank you, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. So that was Vivek sir for us, and there is something really interesting I want to tell my viewers out here. Excited to announce Sunstone Scholarship Test with 100 plus scholarships worth lakhs to be won. You can find the link in the pinned comment in the chat window. I repeat again, excited to announce Sunstone Scholarship Test with 100 plus scholarships worth lakhs to be won. You can find the link in the pinned comment in the chat window. We are going to announce our next trial class on our Instagram handle, so please follow us there if you haven't done that yet. Also, don't forget to follow Sunstone University's social media handles, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and get all the news for webinars, amazing videos, and content that can help you build skills and grow in your career. Thank you for joining us again. We'll see you soon with yet another interesting webinar. This is me, Harmeet, signing off. Thank you.